Operation Neptune, turn 8. This is Panzer George. This is a pivotal turn, and I wanted first of all to thank Jordan for helping me taking on the majority of the forces and doing a great job. And I also want to acknowledge my honorable Axis foes who have also been doing some amazing play. So we'll see how it goes. I think we could win or we could lose depending on the results of this turn. So we have 44 IPCs for the British, and with my shipyards I'm building 2 destroyers, 5 infantry, and 1 port. So we have quite a few combats. I've actually written them down because hopefully I won't miss anything. So I'm going to start actually in the Pacific. We have quite a bit of activity here. So what we're going to do is we're going to send 3 fighters, 2 of them from the carrier here, and they're going to fly 1, 2, 3, and we're going to hit Java, and we're going to have 1 movement left. So this carrier in the non-combat phase, I'm anticipating I'll clear this area out, and then it will move up here and catch these fighters. Along with that, I'm also sending another fighter, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there'll be a total of 3 fighters going in there. So where will that other fighter land? That will land on this American carrier. So I hope that's pretty straightforward. The next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be loading up 2 infantry. That's the last turn, what the hey. Let's do all 3 infantry, and we're going to load them on these 2 transports. And we're going to be attacking the Japanese here, and if we're successful, which we're hoping we are, we're going to be landing in Shan State. So with the exception of the carrier, all these naval forces are moving in. And all these aircraft are also attacking, so I can do tactical strikes. I have 2 tactical bombers, so we'll do that in a minute. And just give me a second here. I just want to remind myself. So this force here has 1 point movement left. These forces here are all attacking from an airfield, so they have 1, 2, so they have 3 points left for all these forces here, and I'll put that on the combat board since it is a little bit messy. Now, just for some variety, this bomber crew, which flew from the Middle East and has been fighting the Italians mainly, has new orders, and they've been told that they're actually going to be assisting the Russians. So we're actually going to be flying in the opposite direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and bombing the forces on Romania. So we have 1 movement left. Let me just recount that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, because we're on an airfield, so we have 1 left. So we'll land in Bessarabia. We wave at the Russian fleet, which has been standing guard in the Black Sea all this time. So now we go to the European side of things. And what we're going to do is we have a transport here. And in Normandy, we're going to be taking this infantry and artillery, and we're going to be loading it up, and we're going to be landing in West Germany. And as well, we're going to be using this fighter in Normandy, and we're going to be flying with this airfield. 1, 2, 3. So we have 2 movement left. That fighter. Gotta keep my dice here. So that's our attack on Germany. And also we're going to be attacking Leningrad. So how are we going to be doing that? Well, we have the Americans have captured Denmark. We have a port and we have an airfield in Norway. So these fighters are going to be flying to attack 1, 2, 3, 4, and with the airfield we have 1 remaining. Ours is not the reason why, ours is but to fight. So in addition to that, we'll be sending this bomber in London, and he'll be sending 2 infantry units. I'll be flying over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I have 1 movement left for that force. As well, these 3 infantry, and I have 1 transport left, which can pick up this 1 British infantry in London. So these 3 transports together, they can go over the American submarines and invade. We just give a friendly wave to the German transport, which is outside the harbor, but of course they're going to move out of the way since there's more of us than them. So we have a total of 6 infantry, and trying to hold the tripod and do this at the same time. So we have a total of 3 transports, and we're sending in 6 infantry. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and yes, there was 2 in Normandy, and I just moved a chip over. I think this is the chip. This represented another transport, so I hope that's clear. So from Norway, 1, 2, 3, and from the Channel, or sorry, we're flying the bomber. So actually that 1 additional infantry can't make it. I thought it could. 1, 2, 3, no, it only goes to the Baltic. So actually it'll be 5 infantry. So I have 1 infantry staying in London. There's nothing he can do. Okay, let me just double check if I got everything finished here. So we have West Germany under attack from those forces. We have Leningrad under attack, a combination of paratroopers and land plus our fighter units. We have Romania under attack, and then we have a naval action here. And then based on that, we will be invading Shan State, and we're also attacking in Java. So those are all our combats. Oh, sorry, I just dropped the tripod. It slipped for some reason. So we'll do the one in West Germany first. So we have an AA gun, we have a German infantry, we have a fighter, and we have an infantry artillery going in. So the AA goes first. The German AA gets a chance to hit the fighter, and the German AA misses. So now we have 1 fighter and an infantry and artillery combo. And we get 1 hit, so that goes on the AA, I would assume. They get to fire back. That went off. They missed. So now we do the combat again. So we have a fighter and an infantry artillery. We need to get 1 hit, and we get 3, so they're definitely gone. Do they take anybody with them? No, they do not. So West Germany is liberated. Okay, so the one I'm not looking forward to doing is Leningrad, but it has to be done. So we're going to put that on the board next. Maybe it's actually easier to see without the light. Let me turn that off and see if that's any better. So we've got 4 fighters going in. We have 5 infantry. And we're attacking the Germans, and they have a total of 7 infantry and 3, 4, 5, 6 artillery. So there we go. Okay, so let's do the rolls. So I've got 5 British infantry, and I've got 4 planes coming in. There's my 5 British infantry. Let's see how that goes. I have to re-roll, and I get 1 hit. Well, that was definitely disappointing. And the Germans get to fire back. That might be the worst roll in the game, I'm not sure. So the Germans have, I think they have 13. Might be all my green dice. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Let me just say 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, they have 13 exactly. So let's see how much damage they're going to do back. I'll roll the first number. And they score 2 hits so far. And then the last group of rolls, and they score 2 more, so they get a total of 4 hits. Okay, so I have to keep going, of course, so I lose 4 infantry, and the Germans lose 1 infantry. And we're going to do this again. So I roll for my 3 fighters and 1 infantry. This time I get 2 hits. And then the Germans get to fire back. 3, 6, 9, 12. So here's the first 6. They score 2 hits. And here's the next 6. And they score 1 hit. So a total of 3 hits. And the Germans lose 2. So now they're down to 4 infantry. They're down to 4 infantry. And did I take 4 hits? Yes, I took 4 hits. So now I'm down to 2 planes, because I've got 5. Somehow I messed up there. It shows 1 there. I think it was just 2 hits. So I'm down to 3 planes. So I'm going to do it again. So 3 planes coming. 1 hit. Germans fire back. So that's 4 infantry and 3, 4, 5, 6 artillery. And I'm gone. Okay, so the British were defeated. They tried to wear down the Germans. Not that successful, but they did their best. So in Germany, or in Leningrad, I have 4 infantry, and I have 6 artillery. Okay, so that's that combat. Now we're going to do the one in Romania. So I have a bomber coming in. So I got 2 dice, and I do nothing. There's 3 Italians and 1 German. They get to fire back, and they kill my bomber. So no effect on Romania. The British bomber is gone. Well, hopefully it goes better on this front. I got 3 fighters going in here, and I'm going to attack Java. So let's do that one next. So 3 fighters against 2 tactical. 3 fighters versus 2 tactical. So here are my 3 fighters. And I scored 2 hits, so victory. And what's the damage is coming back? 1. So the Japanese Air Force is gone. And I have 2 British fighters left to land somewhere on the carriers. Okay, so now we're going to do the naval battle. So I have two tacticals, and there's a destroyer and an aircraft carrier. So I'm gonna do a shot at each one. So one at the aircraft carrier is a miss, and the one at the destroyer is also a miss. Okay, so let's set that up on the board. Hope you got that. That was a bit of an angle, but I did say they both missed. Okay, so the British have 3 destroyers and a cruiser. We have 2 fighters. The tactical have already shot, of course. And then against this force, we have 1 Japanese carrier and a destroyer and 2 fighters. So let's do that combat. So the first thing we're going to do is, so there's 3 destroyers, a cruiser, and 2 aircraft, 2 fighters. That makes a total of 6. And I get 3 hits. Three hits against the Japanese, and the Japanese fire back. So they have a carrier and a destroyer, and they have 2 fighters. So they get a total of 2 hits back. Okay, so for the Japanese, they can actually land, so they could take it off the carrier. And it's 3 hits, so the carrier and the destroyer, that leaves them the 2 fighters. And the British take 2 losses, so I'm going to take them off the destroyers. Okay, so now it's the next round of combat. It's 2 fighters. My tacticals are now back in the battle. They don't get their bonus. So I have 2 tacticals, 2 fighters, 1 carrier, or 1 cruiser, and 1 destroyer. So that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And wow, this time I got 4 hits, so the Japanese are gone. They fire back, of course, and they get 1 hit. So I'm going to take off a fighter. And so the sea battle is won. So we can land our forces in Shan State. So we have a cruiser and a destroyer left, plus the Air Force mingling around, and 3 infantry units in Shan State. And I think that's all our combats. Okay, so now we land our forces. So this carrier, as I mentioned, is going to go 1, 2, 3, and it's these 2 fighters are going to land on the British carrier. And then this battleship, British battleship, is going to go 1, 2, and land or go in Java to support them. We lost our bomber off Romania, so there's nothing to be done there. The fighter here had 2 movement left, so it's going to go 1, 2, and go back in Normandy. We have Western Germany. The transports stay in 115. There are no British survivors from that combat except for the bomber, which is going to land in Belarus with 1 movement point. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's the last turn. Anything else I can think of? So I'm going to put on my reinforcements. So the first thing is I'm going to be building a port in Cyprus to help our Aussie friends. We have 2 destroyers. One is going to go in Ceylon because we see this Italian Navy coming up, so we thought we'd give them a greeting with our destroyer. We're putting a destroyer in the channel just for fun. And we're going to land all our fighters in Calcutta. So we got 3 planes there. Anything else? Okay, and then I can put in 3 British units in India. That's 9 plus 7 is 16, so I've maintained the IPCs. And I put 2, 3 British units in UK. So disposition of forces. In United Kingdom, I have 3 infantry, 1 AA unit. In the Channel, I have a destroyer and a transport. In Sea Zone 115, I have 3 transports In West Germany, I have an infantry and artillery. In Cyprus, I have a port. In Normandy, Bordeaux, I have an AA and a fighter. In Egypt, I have 2 artillery. In Iraq, I have an infantry and artillery. And off Ceylon, I have one destroyer. Off Shan State, I have a cruiser, destroyer, and 2 transports. In Sumatra, I have 2 infantry. Off Java, I have a carrier with 2 fighters, and I have a battleship. In Shan State, I have 3 infantry. In India itself, I have 3 infantry, 2 tacticals, 1 fighter, 3 AAs, 2 tanks, and 2 artillery. I'm not going to bother counting up my IPCs, but that's the end of turn 8 for the British. Thank you.